Pokemon trainers, welcome back to another Beast EM2 video. Today we're gonna go ahead and talk about Drifblim, Alolan marowak, and Shadow Shiftry. Let me just go ahead and start off by saying Shadow Shiftry is actually a very strong pick for the Halloween Cup. Simply because with Shiftry you are gonna be weak to Golbat, so you do need to look out for Golbats. But with Shiftry, you're going to be able to counter majority of the ghost types because of its dark typing. Unfortunately though, Shiftry is very glassy and you will need to save up your shields for it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the commentary. So we're going to be seeing here Alolan marowak versus the Charjabug. They're going to bring in a Azumarill and we're going to be able to swap immediately onto our Shiftry. The moves we're running on the Shiftry is going to be Leaf Blade and Foul Play, which are going to be the best move sets in the Great League for Shiftry. So as you can see here, you do need a shield all the time for Shiftry though, because Shiftry will take hits very hard. It's not really bulky enough to take a couple of hits, so you will need to. But because Shiftry is a high attack stat and the shadow bonus, it still does a decent amount of damage regardless of how glassy it is. As you can see here, we are going to be able to pick up a shield against that Toxicroak. We are going to get farmed down, but then Alolan marowak here has a lot of energy. We do need to look out for the mud bombs though from this Toxicroak. They bring in their Charjabug right here, but because they brought it in, we are not going to charge up anything right there, so we could get one more fire spin. As you could see there, we're able to get that, and now we're going to be trying to hope and see that we could survive a mud bomb, or if they have a sludge bomb right there. But right here, we're able to pick up the second shield with our Bone Club. And unfortunately though, we won't be able to get to the charge move, but we do need to look out and hopefully see if we could survive. We could easily survive that, and we're going to be able to get to the Shadow Bone comfortably and pick up the first win right there. So GG's to my opponent. Don't forget to leave a like. Please comment down below what teams you guys are using for the Halloween Cup. So right here, the second battle is going to be Drifblim versus Carbink. Right here, we're going to go ahead and throw Icy Winds to simply lower our opponent's attack stat. That's going to be the main play for those Icy Winds. Carbink though is very tanky. If you guys were able to get one during Go Fest, I am so happy for you. I wasn't able to pick one up, and then you need to get it to at least level 50 as well. So that's actually a very tanky Pokemon right there. Shiftry's going to be coming in here. We're going to actually be able to do super effective damage with this Leaf Blade because of its rock typing right there. As you can see there, it does a decent amount of damage, and we're going to be actually shielding up right here because, like I said, our shields need to go towards the Shiftry. They're going to be bringing in Jellicent right here, and because of the new moveset, we're most likely going to be seeing Surf and Shadow Ball, so we don't really have to look out for the Ice Beam. But because of how glassy Shiftry is, we are going to shield. Thankfully, it's just a Shadow Ball. It would still do a decent amount though, so I feel like that shield was very good right there. We're going to be able to knock out that Jellicent with one Leaf Blade. In comes a Greninja, so this Shiftry is going to be able to do a decent amount of damage if we're actually able to outpace the Greninja. But then we're going to swap on the charge move perfectly right there towards the Alolan marowak to sacrifice it, because I feel like we could take the game with the Shiftry if we play our cards right. So right here, Bone Club's going to be coming in. We cannot throw Shadow Bone because Greninja will resist it. So we're going to go ahead and throw Bone Club. They were able to swap into the Carbink though, so that's going to be a bit of a problem. And this is most likely either going to be Night Slash for that attack boost chance. But in comes Shiftry, and right here, unfortunately though, we are not able to get to our charge move. They're going to throw Night Slash though, and we're able to survive it. And we are actually able to get to the Leaf Blade, but because of CMP, we were not able to get the charge move. And unfortunately, we go down right there. So GG's to my opponent. Let's go ahead and jump into the third battle right here. We're going to be going Drifblim versus Greninja. This is a losing matchup for us because Greninja charges up really quick, and they could do super effective damage to us with those Night Slashes. But it's going to be okay. We're going to go ahead and throw our Icy Wind just to lower our opponent's attack stat right there, so we could bring in Shiftry. And if we're lucky enough, if they were to overfarm a little bit, we would have been able to get to a second. I've had a couple of matchups where they do overfarm and we're able to get to a second Icy Wind. Unfortunately though, that Greninja did get the attack boost, and I believe right here we are gonna shield because of that attack boost. Like I said, Shiftry is very glassy, but its damage output is very, very good. So right now with the rocket takeover event going on, hopefully you guys could get a good C dot in the rocket grunts and get yourselves a nice little Shiftry. Let me know if anybody though has a Shadow Ghastly or a Shadow Gengar. I'm very excited to see if that would change things up, but I know Gengar is very, very glassy. So they swapped into a Venusaur and we're able to actually swap into our Alolan Marowak and do some damage here. Sludge Bombs were able to resist and Frenzy Plant were able to resist. So right here our game plan is just going to be to go for the straight farm down right there. There's going to be no point in being intimidated by those charge moves because we will resist both of them. So now right here we're going to have to wait and see. So I believe a Greninja comes back in and we're going to throw Shadow Bone because Greninja is the same way as a Shiftry. It's very, very glassy. As you can see, that Shadow Bone did a decent amount of damage and we had two back to back. So we're going to go ahead and throw both of them right there. They go down. In comes Skella. And this is going to be very, very tricky. But Shiftry is able to swap in here and get to the foul play and do damage right there and knock it out. So GG's to my opponent. Let's go ahead and jump into the next battle. Drifblim versus Drifblim. This is perfect. In the mirror match, you're also always going to want to go with the Icy Wind. There's going to be no point in charging up to the Shadow Ball. So we're actually going to let this first one go because we don't want to give up our shields just yet. Drifblim in this team kind of just plays for that attack drop. That's basically the only play Drifblim will have. Unfortunately though, we do not pick up any shields right there, and we are gonna get thrown into this Icy Wind. But like I said, we're gonna be able to come in here with our Shiftry now and farm up a couple of energy right there. Energy on Shiftry will be very, very dangerous to our opponent. As you can see, our opponent is thinking about what they're gonna bring in. They bring in a Golbat, and like I said, Shiftry will do a lot of damage to a Golbat right there. Look at how much damage that was. So we're going to swap into our Alolan Marowak, and Marowak right here against this Galvantula should be an easy matchup right here. There's going to be really no big threat, but we are going to shield because we realize Shiftry will get outpaced by the Golbat, and so if we have our Alolan Marowak, we could push the Golbat to try to charge up to Shadow Ball and not the poison move, simply because poison is resisted by the Alolan Marowak, but Shadow Ball will hurt. So Lunge comes in here. That's going to be perfectly fine. We're able to get a couple more fire spins because our attack has been dropped, which is perfect right there. And now right here we're going to be able to throw Shadow Bone. Our attack was dropped, but Shiftry did its job and we're able to knock out the Golbat right there. So now let's go ahead and jump into the last battle right here. We started off with a bit of a weak connection, but this Araquanid right here, this was actually, I believe, my first time seeing it in the Halloween Cup. I haven't seen this Pokemon, so I wasn't really familiar with its movesets, but it is going to be Bubble Beam, and Bubble Beam does not do a lot of damage right there. So we're going to be able to throw those Icy Winds. Like I said, that first one's going to be an Icy Wind, and I believe right here we are going to charge up to a Shadow Ball. Hopefully our opponent is either going to give up a shield or they're going to not expect the Shadow Ball. Does a decent amount of damage, not so much. And right here, we're going to let this go. Another Bubble Beam. Our attack is going to keep on falling, but that is going to be okay because we have noticed that we're going to be able to get to another Shadow Ball and hopefully knock out this Araquanid right here. They're able to survive, so they're going to be able to throw a charge move. Like I said, if it's a Bubble Beam, it's going to be okay. We're going to be able to survive that. There you go. Thank you very much, and we're able to win switch comfortably right there. They bring in their Carbink, and like I said, we're always going to go Icy Wind with the Drifblim. If you want this team to work a little bit, you got to go Icy Wind with Drifblim right here. Drops their attack, and thankfully we're able to get to a second one. So that was actually huge, because now we're going to be able to come in with our Shiftry and be comfortable in here. You don't want to come in with the Alolan Marowak because the Alolan Marowak will be weak to those rock, I believe it's either Smackdown or Rock Throw. But as you can see there, we're going to be able to put pressure with those Leaf Blades, and we're actually able to charge up energy really quick because of Snarl. So Rock Slide comes in, we're going to go ahead and shield that, and now we're going to throw a Leaf Blade once again to either put pressure or knock out the Carbink right there. Unfortunately though, it doesn't knock out completely, but Victreebel comes in here and we're going to be able to easily pick up this win. So there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know down below what you think about the team. Comment down below your team for the Halloween Cup. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.